Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back in the garage again today. This time around we're touching on pie cuts. We got the car behind me here. We're doing a rear radiator setup in it. We're going to be running some 1¼ aluminum tubing back to the rear of the car with some dash 16 fittings on it. We need to be able to snake that through a little bit to get it where we need it to line up and fit underneath the car. So without a way to really bend it, our only other option is pie cuts. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to jump right in, guys. Let's get it. Alright, so the first thing here, guys, is we have a piece of 3/4 inch angle iron. We have laid the pipe up on top of that. Now if you notice, it doesn't have to be 3/4 inch, but it works for this piece. You just don't want it to be too tall. Something where you can lay the pin in here and make a reference along the straight edge. So we'll make one reference on this side, then we'll rotate the pipe 180 degrees. We'll make a reference line on the other side. Then that'll give us 2 reference lines for when we move over to the bandsaw here. We can set our one angle on 4.5 degrees, and we can just rotate the pipe back and forth between the 2 reference lines, and we won't have to keep changing the angle of the saw. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get it. Alright, so we have our first line made. We need to find our other side, the exact opposite. As you can see, I have it marked out there. Basically, there's a calculation you do for it. You do the pipe diameter, which is 1.25 times pi, which is 3.14. That gives you right at 4 inches, just a hair under it. Divided by 2, you basically have 2 inches. I think it was like 1.96 inches. So take your tape measure or whatever you have. This one happened to have a little bend in it already, so it helps, but otherwise I'd find something else to measure it with. But as I measure around the pipe, we come out to right at 2 inches, so we should be in good shape there. Feel pretty good about it. We're going to go ahead and line our dot up on this other side here that we marked with the top rail of this, and mark that out also. Alright, and just like that, our 2 reference lines are marked. Alright, so we got our saw set up. We changed it around. We got 4.5 degrees on there. We've set our stop up to be 1 inch long pieces on the long side. I think that'll be okay for what we're looking for. And then the first one we obviously have chucked up further back. Just because we want to get the first angle on it, and then after that we'll be pushing it all the way to the stop. So yep, we're gonna get ready to cut them. Alright, so that's our first piece. So now what we'll do, we'll loosen our clamp and we'll roll it over. I have put a mark right here at the height of this line, so all I have to do is roll it over and match the line up every time, and we will be good. I feel like that's more than I want. Yeah, that's wider than I wanted. So I'm going to come back and make an adjustment. We're not going to go a whole inch. That's a lot. So one issue I can see is that I wish my stop had a bigger face to it, because as it is right now, can't really get in there like it won't really hit the whole way across. Alright, that's 3/4 of an inch right there. Alright, that's 3/4 of an inch on the stop. Let's see what that looks like. Line our marks back up. Alright, so that's our first one. You can see, I mean, we got the pie cut shape, but it's a little wider down here on the bottom than on the thin part than what I really want it to be. So I'm going to adjust it one more time, and I think we'll be okay after that. That's a bit better. You see, we come through and start lining them up, how that'll start to give us our bend shape. Yeah, that's better. That's more like the size I was looking for there. Alright guys, so here we have it. One batch of 20 pie cuts. Kind of give you an idea of how it goes together. Smash the small ends up to start making your turn. 5 of them will make a 45 and 10 of them will make a 90. So there you go. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's kind of hard to hold them together without them coming apart, but that's your 5. That'll be a 45 off of the, you know, the first cut here is obviously another angle, so that'll be like that. So that's your 45. Pretty straightforward. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna tack a few up on this piece that I need to do for this project I'm working on, and then I'll show you guys before we go.
Alright guys, I really hope you're enjoying the video. Just want to take a second to invite you over to Yurkit Racing Spread Shop, where you can find all sorts of merchandise. You name it, it's probably in there. So go over, find you something you like, take a picture of it in action, and send it over to us at yurkit_offroad@yahoo.com. I think it'd be a really cool thing if we could include some of these pictures at the end of our videos and share it with the rest of the community. Every order you place on this site is greatly appreciated, and it really goes a long ways to make sure that we're able to continue to bring you the content just like this.
Alright guys, so there it is. We have 10 of our pieces tacked together. All of our pie cuts worked out like we wanted them to. The 10 make our 90-degree angle just like it was supposed to. So now you can see the way we have it clamped on the table at this 90-degree corner here, that it did in fact make our 90. And now we'll be able to run a straight piece up either side of the line and we'll be good to roll. So I hope this has made sense about the pie cuts. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. We're going to go ahead now and weld around the seams here and get that piece completely made, and then we got a couple more to make for the car over there before we can finish everything up. So we're going to keep at it. Alright, so unfortunately we lost the video footage of actually welding this thing together, but as you can see, that's what we turned out with. Really happy with it. Could use some practice with the aluminum, being more consistent with the welds for sure. But all in all, like I said, we're happy with it, so that is a win. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the pie cut video. Like I said, stick to those 4.5-degree cuts on either side, and then that'll give you 9-degree pieces. 5 of those will make a 45, or 10 will make a 90. You can go anywhere in between, obviously, depending on how many pieces you stack together. The cool thing about these two is that you can also rotate the pieces so that you have, you know, your wide side, you can rotate it up, so now you can kind of make compound bends and curves with it. So it's pretty cool, something to play with. The bandsaw definitely makes very clean, accurate cuts and helps out with this a lot. But a chop saw with the good, with a miter setup on it would work just fine as well. There's other ways to get to it, but probably the bandsaw for me, I feel like, is the easiest. So if you don't have that, it may be a little more challenging, but don't be afraid to get out there and try it, guys. It's all about getting out in the garage, having a good time, fab something up, make something, improve your skills every time you go out. Again, I hope this has helped you out maybe just a little bit. If it has, maybe you can go over and check out some of my other videos on the channel. We've done a little bit of fabricating along the way. We're going to be doing a lot more of it coming up. I have a tube front end kit we put on the car. I'll try to link to those either up here or here somewhere. And check it out, guys. Let me know what you think. We still got to come up with a name for this car too. If y'all got one, anybody knows anything good pops in your mind, drop it down in the comments below, and we will catch you on the next one, guys. God bless.